A lot of people are surprised to hear that the CIA and the Defense Intelligence Agency expected 9/11 to happen. We had advanced knowledge of this attack, and I was viciously harassed by the United States government, by the Bush administration, for 5 years when I tried to talk during the 9/11 Commission report. For 5 years they silenced me, and that's why so much of this information has not been told. However, the CIA and the Defense Intelligence Agency knew about 9/11 from about April and May of 2001. I discovered it when my CIA handler instructed me to threaten my contacts at the Iraqi embassy in New York with war in the event that 9/11 happened and the Iraqis failed to provide actionable intelligence to us that would help us thwart it. And the Iraqis insisted, of course, that they had nothing to give us. At the time, they were working aggressively to get the sanctions lifted off Baghdad, which had killed about 1.7 million human beings, including 1 million children under the age of 5. Literacy had been wiped out, healthcare had been wiped out, and Iraq was looking for peace. And if they had had any intelligence on the 9/11 conspiracy, they were fully aware that they needed to hand it over, and they would have wanted to do that. So there is no question of Iraq's involvement. However, the CIA leaned hard on them. And in August of 2001, I was told to stay out of New York City because the attack was considered imminent. We expected mass casualties and a possible miniature thermonuclear strike, a bomb. However, I want to be very clear. The attack was always defined as airplane hijackings and a strike on the World Trade Center. So we knew exactly what they were going to do, and there was no ambiguity about it. There is a question, however, that possibly a second team, what we call an orphan team, went into the buildings and wired the buildings with explosives so that there would be a controlled demolition after the airplane hijackings. So it's not a question of one or the other. Either there were airplane hijackings or there was a controlled demolition. In fact, the airplane hijackings were a cover for the controlled demolition, which was undertaken by a small group of people, probably just 4 or 5 people. We are never going to know who they are, and it's not worth looking for them. You're never going to find them. What we do know is that there are security tapes at the parking garage, video camera footage, caught video cameras caught trucks arriving at the World Trade Center from about August 23rd until every night until about September 2nd, September 3rd. And the trucks were arriving at about 3 o'clock in the morning when everybody else had left the building, including the janitorial trucks. And the trucks were leaving at 5 a.m. right before the AAA personalities of Wall Street got to work to start their day, watching the markets. And so you see that there is an anomaly of behavior right in this period, right before 9/11. Does that mean they wired the buildings? It would seem that would be a possibility, that right in that moment something was done. Something was brought into that building that would help with the detonation. There may have been work done on the detonation before. It may have been going on for months, but whatever they needed at the very end, they came and brought in that 10-day period. That's what we think happened. Any police officer will tell you that in order for a crime to occur, there must be motive and opportunity. The opportunity was the advanced knowledge of 9/11, going back to April and May. They had plenty of time to plan a response and to plan a path of action. The motive was the declared intention to go to war with Iraq. In the event that 9/11 occurred and it produced maximum devastation, and then the Iraqis could be blamed for that, whether they did it or not. So there is a motivation for zealots. Now, this is not the entire United States government. This is a small. This would have to have been a small group of zealots, really vicious people who will stop at nothing to get what they want, and they went in and did it, and that's how it happened. So it's the airplane hijackings used as a cover for the controlled demolition. Both sides are correct. Both happened.